So today we're going to talk about one thing, and that's cold email. And the question is cold email even good for a service-based company, for a contractor company like cleaning company, landscaping company, or contractor company of any sort? Long story short, yes, it is, especially for commercial jobs. It's the best way you can get commercial jobs for the least amount of money. Another good strategy is cold calling. Cold calling is probably the best strategy, but it takes so much time to pick up and call. You can call maximum 50 to 100 people in 4 or 5 hours, which is a lot of time actually. And the chance of getting a quote or getting a bid or whatever is like 1 to 3%, which is the standard even for cold email. But with cold email you can set it up once, and then it will run automatically for months, and you'll be able to reach out to like 10,000, 20,000 businesses in span of 2 months for like $500 or $400 per month, which is crazy. And again, with these sort of landing service-based commercial jobs, you're not actually creating demand because there's always demand for these services. You cannot create a demand for a cleaning service. You cannot create a demand. Demand is created itself, like you know people functioning inside of office, inside of gym or whatever. They're creating demand themselves. You cannot create demand. What you can do is you can capture demand. Let me explain. Basically, some businesses have to create demand. For example, if you create a I don't know, new software or some kind of AI startup, whatever, you have to create demand. You have to explain to people what is it, why is it the best, whatever, blah 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 blah. With service-based businesses like cleaning companies and so on, you have to capture demand. So you have to get in front of as many eyes as you can, and obviously you have to fulfill certain criteria, like being credible, showing proof of delivering good work, showing testimonials, showing yourself and your team members, and actually looking like an actual person and reliable vendor for cleaning, right? So again, you have to capture demand. The best ways to capture demand is social media, cold email, and ads. And cold calling is good as well. I'm not saying it's not, but it's good in terms of that people already speak to you, they can hear you, they can communicate with you, and you're just sort of deepening that human touch. That's the best thing about it. But that's about it. Otherwise, it's kind of low volume and it's really not the best. Excuse me. So again, as I mentioned, ads, social media, and cold calling the best ways to land commercial cleaning jobs, for example, or any service-based jobs in this regard, right? Yeah, pretty much ads compared to cold email. Cold email is cheaper. Ads are very good as well if you have well-adjusted ads. You get some good creative, you get some good video of you actually doing the work, and you know how to set it up on, for example, Google, Google YouTube ads, or pay per click, so Search Console, and Meta ads on Instagram and Facebook. If you know how to set up the location and so on, you can get several jobs for $400, $500 very easily. It shouldn't be that hard, honestly. There's always demand for these kind of services. And also one good thing is you can get free jobs pretty easily as well without having to spend any money. So for example, if you go to Facebook groups of different kind of niches in your city, like I don't know, it could be dog walkers in your city, in your district, and just type in there like, hey, I gotta having a dog is great, blah blah blah. It's your fucking friend and so on, but it leaves a mess and so on. And we've seen this with our clients, and put a few pictures of a messy living room or something, and then put a picture of clean living room. State how much it would approximately cost, and you could get like 3, 4, 5 leads like instantly. Like, this is super easy. It's free, and you might get banned actually in the community. Some prohibit promoting your business, but if you do it in a smart way and in a nice way that people feel like it's not too pushy, not too salesy, and you're not just chasing the buck, then it might actually even get paid or something. Like, it's all about the human touch. And for example, don't use ChatGPT to write your sales scripts. Don't use ChatGPT to create social media images or captions. Like, don't do that. It's actually hurting you. You're actually doing more bad than good in this regard. People want to see the human touch. They want to see your personal, the way you speak, the way you look. People care about these things, and that's just the truth of it. Yeah. So back to cold email. What I was saying, cold email is easy to set up. It takes about 3 hours to set up. You'll pick a provider. You'll buy domains. You'll buy email accounts. You'll pay it, and then you'll set up the warm up. So this is the week stage when the email provider sort of warm up your email accounts and be ready for mass sending. Then you'll scrape your leads from Google Maps or Yellow Pages, Yelp, whatever. You'll find leads, you'll get emails. Then you'll just feed them into the cold email provider like SmartLead, Instantly, Pipple, whatever else you use. And then you just create your scripts. Make sure to have them short. Don't use ChatGPT. Write them yourself. Have one follow up, so 2 emails total. That's the best way to go about this, with like 5, 6, 7 day difference between them. So you send first email, then after 6 days you send other one. So that's the best way to go about it. I wouldn't do 3, 4, 5 because then you're just spamming the people. So 2 emails is the best. And write it yourself like, hey, I've seen you have an office in blah blah whatever location you're in, and I was wondering if you're satisfied with your cleaning vendor at the moment, or if you have an in-house cleaner, and if there's something you're missing. We actually help similar businesses to you. So, for example, if it's gym or whatever. Also, if you niche down on certain industries or niches, you can really maximize your conversion numbers. Let me explain why. Gyms and offices and spas and manufacturing facilities, they don't share the same problems when it comes to certain services like cleaning. You know, Gyms need deep cleaning, they need to sanitize. There's a lot of sweat, there's a lot of dirt, and actual people that come into the gym, they notice, like, whenever I'm in a gym, and I switch gyms pretty often, to be honest, I notice these small things, and I notice the dust, the the greasy seats, and like the greasy dumbbells and so on. Like it actually, like, for example, triggers me a lot. And then I switched gyms multiple times, and I've spoke to people that switched gyms too because of you know unsanitized and dirty facility. Like, this is actually big problems for gyms, especially, as well as the fact that it's a large facility. Usually, it's a large place, and it gets dirty every single day, every single hour. And I would say the biggest problem with these facilities is that the cleaners aren't thorough. Like, they don't go into depth. They don't clean every single spot that people touch, people interact with. And then there's dust behind the machines, and it gets, there's obviously wind, and it gets swirled around the gym instantly again. So again, it's dusty, it's greasy. Like, there are so many things you could target. Like, you should do your own research. You should speak to someone, and then you should target these things in those emails. So, for example, for gym, like, mention these selling points or sell points, whatever you want to call it, in the email. Like, okay, I understand that most of the gyms struggle with, sloppy or sluggish cleaners, and we're actually not like that. We actually have 5 gyms under our maintenance, and you can actually go to visit them right now, and you can see how clean they are, and you can compare if they're cleaner than your own gym. And if they are, you should probably think about it because people notice, and you can get a quick ROI with just having a clean gym, and then blah blah blah, whatever. Same goes for any other niche. For example, clinics, again, they value deep sanitization so much because, I mean, they're medical facilities. Like, they have certain standards they need to abide by. Then again, offices, maybe they don't need as such deep cleaning, but they want to have a clean office every single day because people are in there, people work there, people might get sick if, I don't know, some vents are not cleaned and so on. So there are some things you might want to mention, as well as increased productivity. Like, if you have a clean office, like, working is so much easier, and everyone who's worked in office knows this, that a dirty and messy office is just the worst to work in, and you actually decrease productivity. So, as well as, if they're meeting clients in the office, like accounting firm, for example, if the clients come in every single day, which is what happens in accounting offices, they bring in receipts and so on. Like, you want to have a clean place because it actually puts a bad like spotlight on your business. Like, whenever I visit some kind of office or business, I notice how clean it is. And if it's dirty, I assume that the work they deliver is dirty as well, and it's sloppy. And it's the way people think. It's the way people subconsciously connect these dots. And you should mention all of these points in those emails. If you do this correctly, if you set up your cold email right, if you get good leads, if you get good scripts, as I mentioned right now, you can also offer like discounts and offers, and you can get really creative with this. You can test different angles. You can, do A/B testing, and you can have 5 versions coming up, and you can see which one is the best. Like if you do this properly, and if you spend like $400, $500 per month on emails, like you might get 20, 30 jobs. Like this is totally, sorry, totally doable. For example, the numbers are easy. So for example, if you send 5,000 emails per month, 3 to 6% will reply. That's the best I've seen, honestly. I've had some email campaigns which reached 11, 12%, but those were really like, it just clicked. It was a good offer, a good script, good leads. It clicked, but usually you'll get around 3 to 6%. So let's say 5%, which is from 5,000, that's around 250 people will reply to you. Out of those 250 people, around 30% or 20%, depends, will be positive. A lot of people will also call you. So the CTA, or the click to action, you should have in an end of the email should be something like, call me quickly, call me for a quote. It's something I mentioned in the previous video. Calling and interacting with people and not using chatbots or lead forms is actually the best thing you can do. So actually picking up your phone and being an actual human and speaking to people, the best thing you can do, simply the best. So you can have a CTA something like, call me quickly. I'll ask you a few questions, and we'll talk to each other, and I might come in, quote the whole place, the facility, calculate the square footage, the requirements, and I'll get you a good quote, and then you'll see if you want to accept it. Something like this could be good. And yeah, what was I talking about? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so basically, as I said, calling and having your phone number is a must. Then, yeah, the numbers. So basically, you'll get 250 replies, and around 20-30% will be positive. So this means around, I don't know, 50-60 people will be positive. So you'll be able to get 50-60 people to on call, on email, and interact positively. Like, okay, yeah, I'm interested. Please quote me my current location, quote me my current size and facility and requirements. You'll send out 60-50 quotes. You'll come in, you'll do walkthroughs, or your contractor might do it, and you'll land around 10-20% of those jobs. Might be more, might be less. This all depends on you now. So from this point, it's about your sales skills, your communication skills, and the way you can, sell to people. So if you're good at it, it might be 50%. If you're bad, it might be 10%. It will be a certain percentage. Depends on your skills. This is about you and your personal, the way you speak, the way you look, the way you carry yourself. But let's say around, I don't know, 20% out of 50, which would be around 10, 12 jobs. That's what I said in the beginning. So with $500 per month with cold email, you can do 10, 12 jobs, 15 jobs, depends on how good you are. As I mentioned, could be 30 jobs, whatever. If you do a recurring service with weekly cleaning, I don't know, 2 or 3 cleans per week, you can make around $500, $600 per week per each job, and boom, you just made 5, 6K. In recurring jobs, you can hire cleaners, you can outsource the work, you can give them task list, you can manage the whole thing, and boom, you're making 5, 6K. You have 2, 3 cleaners, you pay them 1K per week, and boom, you're making 2K, 1K net in profit. Pretty good, I would say. And again, another good thing about cold email is it can run in the background, so you don't have to do cold calling. Once you're busy and you have to manage everything, you don't have to pick up the phone and cold call people to get more jobs. You'll just have the cold email running in the background. You'll get better at it. You'll create better campaigns, and boom, you'll be able to even maximize your conversion rates and just scale your business as you should. So yeah, these are my 2 cents on cold email. Again, I've posted a few videos on my YouTube channel where I've pretty much showed how to set up cold email from top to bottom. So everything you need to know how to set it up. I've actually helped a few people in my Discord as well to check it out, to set it up. So if you're interested in setting cold emails up, please go to our Discord channel, join, and speak to me, and I'll explain everything more in depth. If you need to, we can hop on a call. I can show you how to do it, and I can review your scripts, your campaigns, your leads, whatever, and you can actually start getting results by next month. Yep. So 2 weeks from when you start, you'll start seeing results. So you could have your first jobs in under a month. If you don't do this, you probably don't want to scale your business as much as you think you would like to, because this is no brainer. This is something you should and need to do. And again, it's pretty cheap compared to other methods. And the best way, it's the best way, in my opinion, to land commercial cleaning jobs. Ads are probably the best way to land residential jobs, but when it comes to commercial cleaning jobs, cold email is the best, honestly. Again, you want to reach out to like office managers, facility managers, and also, one good point is to, for example, reach out to realtors. There's tons of realtor leads. These people post their emails all the time online, so you can easily scrape these leads, scrape these email accounts, and you can reach out to realtors with pretty good offers of move in, move out cleaning jobs, before open house cleaning jobs. Again, another good thing is construction companies. These companies usually have it in their contract that they should deliver the facility, or they should deliver the construction clean, so they need actually post cleaning jobs. So that's another pretty easy industry to land quick jobs or partners in. I've seen also one of my Discord members, shout out James, land a painting company on recurring jobs. So again, painting companies, companies of these sorts, landscaping companies, probably on other kind of companies, they have it in the contract that they deliver the work clean, so there's no mess around. And they might use a vendor like you to actually do the cleaning, which is something they usually do. So again, another good and quick tip how to land jobs. Again, for example, like painting companies, it's pretty untapped. Like no one does it. I never heard anyone speak about reaching out to painting companies to land recurring cleaning jobs. So again, untapped niche you can actually try out and land jobs in right now. Again, that's it from me today. If you like the video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and join my Discord. On my Discord, you'll have all the sauce you need. You'll be able to talk to me for free and interact with me. We can hop on a call. I can explain everything. And best of luck to you guys. See you in the next one.